This is the railway's official shunter. His name is Steve. He's an 060. His job is to move engines in and out of the sheds and shunt cars and coaches where they won't be in the way. While Darren is a deep sleeper, Steve here wakes up at the crack of dawn. But today, Steve had to wake up during the crack of dawn because he had 2 engines that he had to meet. Remember the last time I told you when Darren puffed into the siding when you met Max and Leo? Well, now it has been turned into a public shed for him, and he was sleeping peacefully until Steve puffed up to the shed and coupled up to him. Darren started to yawn. Is it morning already, Steve? Asked Darren. Not quite, Darren, replied Steve. Sorry for waking up so early, but there's 2 engines I want you to meet. So the 2 of them got up steam, and they were on their way to meet the 2 famous engines. At last, they made it to the depot, or the yards in this case, where they met Jupiter and 119. 119 is the one with the skinny funnel, and Jupiter's the one with the chunky funnel. Steve came to a stop. Jupiter, 119, this is my best friend, Darren, said Steve. Darren was nervous. He never met any famous engines like Jupiter and 119 before. Hi, I'm Darren, said Darren nervously.
Hello there, Sugar. My name's Jupiter,
said Jupiter. Oh, I'm 119, said 119 nervously. It's nice to meet you, I guess. It's nice to meet you, too, replied Darren as he started to smile.
Now, how do we see for work?
Asked Jupiter to Steve. Oh, the head of the railway gives us our jobs, replied Steve. Jupiter was delighted.
Fantastic,
she said. What if we get our own coaches? Said 119 excitedly.
Then let's go, 119,
said Jupiter.
Alrighty then.
Then Jupiter and 119 finally met the manager of the railway, Mr. Corral, or Carl, whatever, how many people pronounce it. Mr. Corral told Jupiter and 119 that they'd be getting their own coaches soon. But then there was trouble. Max pulled up with Leo behind him. But Leo was nice. But Max, not so nice. Get out of the way, old-timers, said Max rudely. We have work to do. Well, so do we, Mr. Oily, replied 119. This made Leo laugh. Mr. Oily, that's funny, he said. Snarled Max. Just stay out of the way and let the modern engines get on with their work. And Max rolled away. Leo felt bad for what Max had said to Jupiter in 119. So instead of following Max, he decided to stop. I'm sorry about Max, said Leo. I'm afraid he's always like that. I'm Leo, by the way. It's nice to meet you two.
It's okay, Sugar. Let's just get back to work,
said Jupiter kindly. Later the next day, Jupiter was pulling a quadhopper down the main line. She wasn't used to pulling quadhoppers, but it was her first time. But then suddenly, she stopped near the point and gasped. She noticed that Darren was about to puff out of the siding with coaches on the points.
Darren, honey, look out,
cried Jupiter. But it was too late.
Go for the train.
Oh, sweet molasses. Don't worry, Darren. I'll go get the breakdown game.
And Jupiter went off to fetch the breakdown crew. Darren wasn't hurt, but his tender was heavily damaged, and the coaches suffered worse. The baggage lounge was covered in holes, and the windows were cracked. And the dining car had a huge gap in it, and the windows were cracked all over. And food flew all over the dining car and went on the floor everywhere. "You miserable engine!" snapped Mr. Cloud. "Just look what you've done to the coaches. Now we shall have to repair them, and they cost money." "I'm very sorry, sir," said Darren sadly. "You should be." "I want to be fair, Darren, but I don't know. I really don't know." Darren had to have his tender repaired for months. And what did he do while his tender was being repaired? Well, that'll have to wait till next time.